And good evening, Southeast Texas. We're going to take an in-depth look at your forecast over the next 7 days and take questions if you have any. First off, let's take a look at some of the video over towards the Llano River near Kingsland, I believe. This will illustrate how quickly flashes a time lapse. This will illustrate how quickly the waters in that part of the state can rise, and that is mainly due to flash flooding due to topography. Whenever you have hills and mountains, the water, if you have flooding rains, this will only exacerbate the flooding, and it happens very quickly as all that water rushes down the hills and the mountains. Just incredible footage. This happened today, I believe, along the Llano River, and just illustrates how quickly this all happened, probably as we saw up along the Guadalupe River early Sunday morning, I believe it was. Otherwise, take a look at the aftermath along the Guadalupe, and they continue to clean up and do searches along the river with that other piece of video, if we could. And just incredible. See everything twisted around the trees as far as just the power of water. Remember, 1 cubic foot, let's see, 1 cubic meter, I should say. So almost a yard on either side of water weighs 1,300 pounds. The force of water is truly incredible, and that's what we are concerned with storm surges, because of the strength of moving water at 20, 30 miles an hour, just how much force it has, how everything, just cars and everything twisted around trees in through central Texas along the Guadalupe River as they continue to check all those debris fields for people. Otherwise, as they clean up over there. Right now, we continue to see dwindling rain chances across our area, and it looks like pretty good forecast as we head towards the hill country, I should say, over towards central Texas. There is a trough of low pressure. This is a disturbance. This is higher pressure, high pressure over towards the southwest, and disturbance right into southwest Texas. This is going to be weakening over the next couple of days. So it looks like rain chances may be out of the picture. This flood watch in green, this is going to be dropped at 7 p.m. Kerrville, no rain along the Guadalupe right now, as you can see. Now this is up towards the Colorado River or towards Marble Falls. Beautiful country up that way. Been up there myself as a kid. Golly, that was back around 1979, 1980. I've been there. Been a while. Anyway, a beautiful area. Unfortunately, they're having to see all that torrential rainfall. And along the Llano River, that's where all the flash flooding occurred earlier today to the northwest of Austin, as you can see, and back over towards Killeen. That's how much rain fell, in excess of 5-6 inches over towards Killeen, but not too much, as you can see, over towards Kerrville. So the forecast is improving over towards that area, as we are expecting a dry day in and around Kerrville coming up tomorrow with no rain expected. Beautiful weather here in the Triangle now, as all the shower and thunderstorm activity has shifted on off towards the north. This is very common with sea breeze activity. It'll be back coming up tomorrow, also Wednesday and probably Thursday, and then it looks like it'll turn hotter, drier later this week, as highs may inch upwards into the mid-90s once again over portions of our area. As far as the allergy report, moderate levels of weed and grass pollen being registered today, and mold going down to low levels across southeast Texas. So tomorrow, we're forecasting a high of 90 and a 50% coverage of showers and thunderstorms late morning, early afternoon here in the Triangle. Let's see what modeling shows. Shows low chances in the morning and about a 40% to 50% coverage afternoon. Seems reasonable. I like that. Modeling, well, here's my forecast for the Lakes area. We'll go with a 60% coverage of maybe mid to late afternoon showers and thunderstorms moving in from the south and southwest. A high of a 91, and a south to southwest wind is expected. So modeling, I think it's too dry. I think it's going to be better than a 40% coverage. We'll go with a 50 to 60% coverage. I think it's too warm too. So again, showing you what I think and then what the modeling is showing. So we'll see who's going to be right about that tomorrow. Anyway, as far as moisture levels, again, this is the vertical profile. In other words, we don't just look like at the ground level. We have to look at the 5,000 foot level and 10,000 foot level. So we had plentiful moisture today. We had a good coverage of showers and thunderstorms. It looks like we'll do it again Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, maybe some drying. Now, this is where I'm going to decrease the rain chances. I'm going to disagree with this a little bit. I think as we head towards later this week, we ought to start seeing some drying taking place, and this may be overdone. So we'll lower our rain chances as we head towards Friday, Saturday, Sunday, into Monday of next week, as we do see some drying occurring. Otherwise, current weather radar, Doppler radar, showing everything moving on off towards the north and weakening with the loss of daytime heating, which is so common. And again, it looks like we will be done here in the next 30 minutes or so as we take a look across the Lone Star State. Very wet pattern over our state, obviously, as we continue to see a weakness. And let's just say there's not been a lot of high pressure over our state this year. And that's not good. Obviously, you get these kind of things, unfortunately, in through central Texas, but it just shows that we don't have a lot of protection as far as high pressure that we've seen this time in past seasons. So we'll have to watch and see how that unfolds as we head through the next few months. Regardless, tonight, things winding down. It's a straightforward forecast, and it looks like temperatures will drop into the lower 70s in the lakes is what I'm going with, and into the mid to upper 70s in the triangle. Maybe some isolated showers prior to daybreak because there is a lot of moisture, and you get nocturnals along the coastline to develop and move ashore as we go into the mid-morning hours. Now, as we head on into maybe the late morning hours, we get a little daytime heating, we hit the convection temperature, and then we reach the best instability of the day, and we start popping off showers, scattered, numerous. As we head into the middle afternoon, pretty good coverage across the area. Severe weather is not expected, but again, there could be some locally heavy rainfall. I think we'll see, again, temperatures upper 80s to around 90 here in the triangle. May reach the lower 90s ahead of the activity expected coming up tomorrow mid and late afternoon in the lakes area. Otherwise, things should be winding down during the late afternoon and evening hours, I should say. So lots of moisture of our area. No surprise that we had no capping and had plentiful green, and that means it's plenty to work with, and a little bit of daytime heating and maybe some a sea breeze or something, or an upper level disturbance. I don't see any upper level disturbances today, but a weak sea breeze could certainly help set off the shower and thunderstorm activity. Now, this is an upper level disturbance, and not on the surface like you're thinking tropical. No, this is upper level. So if you're going to have something, you want that in the Gulf rather than something else. But anyway, this will be moving west, and it should move ashore or in through South Texas, the coast, as we head towards, say, Wednesday afternoon, if not sooner. So that'll put us on the back side of it, and this means a good flow off the Gulf, plentiful moisture. Look at the scale, lots of moisture to work with. So above normal rainfall is expected. That's why we track moisture in the levels in the atmosphere. If we got drier air moving in, you usually go with drier or lower chances of rain. But we've got plentiful green. That usually means that there's plenty to work with. There's no capping. We need something to set it off. Maybe a sea breeze could set off a pretty good coverage of showers and storms, because I don't see much in the way of upper level disturbances. Look at that. Relative humidity at 10,000 feet, 65%. That's perfect for producing pretty good coverage of showers and storms both on Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, as we head on into, say, Friday, look at the rain, or look at the moisture levels. It really dries out at the mid-levels of the atmosphere. You can't just have it at the surface. You got to have it at 5,000 and 10,000 feet to produce clouds big enough to start producing shower and thunderstorm activity. And that may not be the case coming up on Friday. And then as we work on through the weekend and on into, say, Monday of next week, lots of dry air trying to push in. It's going to be maybe a 20% coverage up in the lakes, little if anything in the triangle, as higher pressure begins building on into our area. So the bottom line is that it looks like above normal rainfall, 40, 50, 60% coverage, maybe higher through the next couple of days, then drying out, lower chances as we close out the week, and in the weekend, 20 to 30% coverage, which is pretty normal for this time of year, and then drier as we work on into Monday. So that means also afternoon high temperatures as weak high pressure tries to build on in across the area back into the low to mid 90s rather than the upper 80s to lower 90s across the area. So hotter and drier as we head on into early next week. On the Gulf tomorrow, looking at slightly choppy seas around 2 feet and a south wind at 5 to 10 knots. Only one high tide tomorrow at Sabine Pass at 4:37 a.m. And look at that temperature, water temperature at 92 degrees. So our forecast showing the rain is gradually ending. We'll see fair to partly cloudy skies develop, lower 70s in the lakes for lows and into the mid to upper 70s here in the Triangle for tomorrow morning's lows. Then tomorrow, looks like a reasonable assessment goes for about a 50 to 60% coverage. Could be more or less, but I think that's reasonable for tomorrow. We'll go with about 91 up in the lakes area and the upper 80s to around 90 in the Triangle with a light south to southwest wind. Taking a look at your weather impact 7-day forecast. So above normal rainfall Tuesday, Wednesday, and probably Thursday before things start tapering off. Those highs around 90 degrees, which is below normal. Then we go above normal as the atmosphere dries out. Now I'm going to show you the European. It's always the wettest. So this is the worst case, or wettest scenario, I should say. Let's put it that way. It's showing 1 to 2 inches through Monday. We'll see if that materializes. It's certainly possible with the amount of moisture that's in the atmosphere as this continues to come off the Gulf the next few days. So not surprising that it's this wet. Otherwise, lower chances as we head on in to Sunday and Monday as the high pressure begins to build on in the mid and upper level of the atmosphere, and that starts drying out. We'll see more sun. We'll go partly cloudy skies rather than partly sunny to mostly cloudy afternoons with scattered to numerous showers and storms the next couple of days. So let's take a look at radar once again. And yeah, everything's winding down as everything is continuing to push on off to the north over towards Toledo Bend, in and around Newton and Bon Weir. A few leftovers, and that's about it across southeast Texas. Otherwise, if you're just joining us, it looks like things are winding down across the area. It looks like a fairly quiet forecast tonight as we are expecting pretty wet day coming up tomorrow across southeast Texas. And that will continue coming up Tuesday and Wednesday of this next couple of days across southeast Texas. And got trigger happy again, but let me repause my show and start over again like I meant to do. But basically, let us go on in to our forecast for tomorrow once again. And tomorrow looks like a pretty wet day across the Triangle. We'll go with a 50% coverage of late morning, early afternoon showers and thunderstorms with a light south to southwest wind and partly sunny skies. Doesn't mean it's going to be raining all day, but we'll see rounds of shower and thunderstorm activity. And I like what modeling is showing. It's showing about a 50% coverage and highs around 90. So me and the model agree for once. And then up in the lakes area, we don't agree. I'll go with a 60% coverage because all the activity that develops here along the sea breeze or in the Triangle, which it normally starts, it works northward. So usually you get better coverages up in the inland southeast Texas over towards Coon, Silsbee, Lumberton, and back over towards Deweyville. And so the rain chances go up as you work further away from the coastline. So this is too low as far as this goes. We'll go with a 60% coverage and lower 90s. Otherwise, plentiful moisture here the next couple of days. And it does look like we will continue to see ample moisture, giving us a pretty good chance of shower and thunderstorm activity as we watch an upper level disturbance moves through. So review, rain chances out of the picture and temperatures dropping into the 70s tonight. Tomorrow, about a 50 to 60% coverage of scattered, maybe numerous showers and thunderstorms, mainly during the afternoon hours. Partly sunny skies are expected at times, and a